SpeedGaming 2. Welcome to the second race between Krelbel and Orange. This is the round 2. No, this is the round 1. This is the last race of the round 1, or the second to last race if Orange comes out ahead. I'm joined by Bread Coon. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
It's late, but I'm holding up, watching this race. Don't want to miss out on it.
You've been giving tabs on pretty much every single no logic race. Let's see you in the
I have
chat.
watched every race. I have literally watched every race. I was asking people to report their finishes in Discord, and then I stopped asking them to do that because I didn't need them.
You realize, wait, I'm watching all these races anyway. I know exactly what happened.
People were reporting them after I updated Challenge, and I'm like, why am I wasting their time? Anyway, Krelbel has started. Orange has started in different places. Krelbel likes the Link's House opener. Orange likes a more classic Sanctuary start.
Yeah, Bell's probably gonna do the normal Highlight Island hobo. Oh, that's a shovel.
That's a shovel. That might change things. That might be not an Ice Rod cave check. That might even be a separate save and quit. You might go here and then save and quit and do this again.
Yeah, probably. I mean, without anything, it kind of... because Bell doesn't quite swim clip as much. He'll do Pyramid Fairy, for sure. But I don't think he does, like, the Ice Rod Cave swim clip and all that.
The Ice Rod Cave swim clip opener is like 1 month old at most. It's pretty new, so if you're not trying to keep up with the latest trends and just want to do your own thing, you're probably not putting a big priority into that. We don't even know if it's good yet. Like, we're still figuring it out.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice if you get it really fast, I think. But... that's a vanilla mushroom.
Vanilla mushroom.
I wish the vanilla mushroom would just dance in place like it does. And that is green rupee, useless bush crabs. Nice. It's gonna be, yeah, I guess if you're here, you may as well check it. Might just DMA right out the gate.
I think that was an arrow of some sort.
Yeah,
so
that was just
getting that.
Yeah. That was just arrows.
It's another thing because this is a double rods mode. We put an extra fire rod and ice rod in the pool to make the game a little more balanced. A lot of people are actually escaping that check because very little is worth fighting Aghanim for. Even though you don't actually need to climb a tower to do it, it's still like annoying to have Aga defeated. It messes up with some of the glitches, it puts new enemies in the world. There's a bottle.
Oh, our first bottle already. Our fun little lockpick for most of the seed.
Orange entering Hera. I'm not sure if he was trying to reset the screen or if he thought maybe he had a plan for those switches, but I think he realized pretty quickly he couldn't actually do anything in there. Oh no! Just a little too slow on that clip.
That dead rock is so awful. Most of the time he plays nice and just ignores you, and sometimes he's out for blood.
You can clip onto other parts of that rock if the dead rock is menacing you, but for Orange it really looked safe until he just missed the teleport pixel and had to readjust, and that was just enough time to give the dead rock to kill him. So now he's going for Kakariko Village, getting a bomb on the way in.
Yeah, probably gambling that you'll... Oh, never mind, he's just grabbing another bomb. I thought he would just enter and exit the building. I thought he was just gonna gamble that... Is it? Oh, I don't know.
Faster than going indoors? It might be. The screen transitions are a little shorter in the overworld, I think.
I don't know. I've never timed it myself. If there is a difference, it's probably pretty small, honestly. Oh, hey. Bombs from Pickles.
Nothing exciting has been found except for that bottle that Orange unfortunately left behind.
A GT Big Key.
Yeah, GT Big Key is actually a nice key because it has a little bit more uses than just GT, which we'll get into later. I am surprised to see Orange go to Kakariko knowing the location of the bottle. Because this will orphan sick kid. And he knows he could get
Yeah.
that bottle.
I think it's maybe slightly annoyed not wanting to reclimb the mountain all the way again, and I can see maybe just being annoyed at the dead rock, just wanting to go do something else for a bit.
Do something else is one of my favorite strategies in No Logic when something goes wrong.
Hey, it's great. Mess up something, you know what? Just do something else for a bit. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I had a race where I had like 3 dungeons left, and I just kept messing them up, and I just rotated between them until one of them got completed, and it worked out.
And then ice big, which doesn't do a whole lot, but I mean it's convenient if you have to clear. If we have to clear ice anyway.
Oh, Orange is just a little shy of bottle merchant rupees. Krelbel will be fine. He must have found something in one of his Link's house opener checks.
Yeah, I think there is a red rupee in Link's house. I can get 20 out of it.
Just the red rupee is the difference between these two.
Oh, and a sword. Oh, there we go.
That's a nice sword.
It also makes diving with that one bottle into Thieves Town actually somewhat viable, because I have no idea how you would ever do that without a sword guide from Uncle.
Yeah, the only way to do it is with the juke, and there's only a couple people who actually know that juke. People who've done the speedrun that has it, mostly. Another big key.
A big key of some capacity.
So we like keys only insofar as they make us not need as many glitches. For the most part, they're optional. There really aren't any keys that are required, but there are some keys. I think the Turtle Rock Big Key is the big one that can really save time. And Meyer, if you have the medallion.
Yeah, Meyer and TR mostly because getting to the boss rooms without the big key can be incredibly obnoxious and requires a lot more items than just a key to get there. Most other big key doors can honestly be juked and not too bad, usually a bottle or something else.
Yeah, there's a lot of places where you can like drink a bottle in a door and leapfrog past some rooms, and the big key door doesn't even matter. You can delete some of the doors using the Cane of Samaria. It's pretty good. But you have to have those things.
Yeah. The first part of No Log it's just like the start of any seed. You just find a bunch of items, only said items are have way more uses attached to them now. You can use a lot of items in very funny ways.
I'm curious about this. There's a method of quadrant glitch that everyone in your community seems to do the same way. And it's like you all learn from each other, so you can tell like what community you're in by like what method you use for this. Orange will get hit twice.
Yeah.
Which I guess also sets up the death warp. Because you're gonna want to get hit by that thing anyway.
Yeah, this is... I don't even know how exactly I learned this. I think I just looked... This isn't a guide, I think. And I just looked it up and like, this is easy. I go do this. And Belle does it the more, I guess, normal way.
I made a guide, and the guide's a little bit wrong. It tells you to buffer up twice. If you're looking at my guide and it says buffer up twice, buffer up once. I can't edit the guide anymore. So I just have to tell everybody that. Buffer up twice, I think, actually is subpixel dependent. I think it works sometimes, which is why it seemed right when I made it. But yeah, anyway, quadrant glitch, you just get your camera desynced a little bit in the middle of a room, and you can go past the desert small key door, which, funny enough, Krelbel can just open, because he has the key.
Yeah, but he might just end up quadrant glitching anyway. Well, no, I guess not.
There's really no reason to hold on to this key, because the one thing you would want this key for is to open this door, because the door is very glitchable.
One reason I like having a Desert Small available is if I'm only using a one bottle YBA to get into Meyer, and you know you need a small key to open up the back of the that big key door.
That's true.
In Meyer.
I have made that mistake before, and if you can't hover, you're just kind of hecked.
Yeah, I know Belle can't hover. Orange does.
He's on SNES 9X. I wouldn't even expect. I think Orange is on emulator too, actually, but
He
he
is.
put the work into learning hover on emulator, which power to him. I tried it. I can do it on console, but not emulator. Oh, lamp's really good.
Yeah, that lamp is going to be very important, assuming we find another set of items to go along with the lamp.
Yeah, lamp. Okay, so a couple of reasons we like lamp. It sets a bunch of variables from some really powerful late game glitches, but also it's a fire source, and it's so nice to have one of those in the early game.
At bare minimum, you do need 2 swords and a fire source to beat the game, barring anything else. Just to
Also,
beat Ganon.
Trinex's dependent. That might actually be the case in this seed, because we don't need the rods.
Yeah, the rods don't really matter anymore. And the fire rod could be needed depending on where
Oh,
the
Krelbel,
rest
get the
of the kit
bombs.
is.
Get the bombs.
Yeah, it's
Bombs
just
are
a
so
couple
important.
seconds. Yeah, you need bombs in this mode.
I see so many people run out of bombs in no logic races that just will pick up every bomb.
Oh,
goodness.
that
So-
shovel.
That was in the Link's house opener that Orange didn't do.
It was Hylia Island had the shovel.
That's worth it, because that's very good.
So that is the second part of our toolkit already. I wonder if this will be like most no logic races I've seen, where it's like, oh, here's 2 pieces of your hook push kit right out the gate.
Oh, we're
But
gonna
where's
get
the third
everything.
one?
We're gonna get everything except the hook shot, just like the last race we saw today. We literally got all 3 indexing items and no hook shot. It was so tragic. Krelbel setting up for fake powder.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're in the area, you may as well, I suppose. You have a lot more density to do, but also, when are you ever going to get back to this check? And surprisingly, Orange doing front of escape, considering he has the GT big key, which the main reason people do front of escape is that that Hyrule Castle big, from when we do some shenanigans that end up in cave state in dungeons, and for whatever reason it is, the big key of certain places ends up being a universal big key in cave state. I'm not sure exactly why, but that is the case.
I wonder if Orange is just doing an anti-meta play at this point, or if he doesn't know the GT big key. They're not really thinking about it. They're just thinking it's good to do this early and no logic.
Yeah, nobody really does this.
Oh, careful. Yeah, okay. So he was purposely damaging himself down there, but you don't want to do that too much. Krelbel rescuing the old man with a very rare light cone. Usually see.
Yeah, we usually don't have a light cone in under 12 minutes and no logic, but here we are.
We even had a seed where he had the lamp. So you were always going to rescue him in the dark.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, King's Tomb for Krelbel. You can just dash onto that rock and lift it up because it thinks you're on a bush, and now you're in King's Tomb. Not a whole lot for Orange in Hyrule Castle. Parabig is also really nice. In the absence of a hook shot, Hera is actually kind of a pain to climb. Like, it's not hard, it's just a pain. You have to do a whole dedicated trip through Pod, do a wrong warp, and then unlock doors, and nobody wants to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you have just with how no logic works, and whenever it comes up to duping, Hera's a pretty important dungeon for no logic, all things considered. And having access to the top early is honestly a pretty big blessing.
So imagine Krelbel will be attempting that 4-heart fighter sword Moldorm fight. It's one of the most NMG things you will see in a no logic race.
Yeah. With this setup, this is basically going to be just NMG Hera. Plus, also, it does give him opportunity to get a bomb refill going. There's a decent amount of bombs in here. Will Orange follow behind, or is he going down to Graveyard? Yep. Is this King's Tomb? Yes, it is. Same route. The Swamp Small.
Swamp Small and hair is kind of funny.
Considering what hair is the swamp. Oh, and the mirror.
Oh, this is a nice seed. I'm just gonna say it now. This is a nice seed, unless we have awful sword hunt.
Let's see. So we got Samaria. We got a lamp. We have a sword. We got a bottle early. Got a mirror now. You can go on places already.
It's funny that neither of them actually has the bottle yet. Krelbel will be getting it next.
Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna grab it next.
Orange knows where it is.
Yes, this DK. There's a bottle on top of Spec Rock that was spotted by Orange, and then he got sniped by Dead Rock before he could grab it. Then Orange doing the Houlihan play because money is very important in No Logic. Considering how many bottles, how many potions you need to buy for a lot of different glitches.
Orange might not get that cane anytime soon either. It's pretty hard to get back to shovel. To dig spot once you've had the shovel late.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty isolated. He hasn't done K40. No, wait, did he do K45? I think he may have actually.
I wasn't looking.
I know Bell did K45. I'm not sure if Orange did already.
Yeah, I wanted him to get those bombs. Remember that. But I don't remember seeing Orange there. They both did it. Okay, great. Our tracker Red Kitsune is on the ball today. Also in this tournament.
Alright, Bell's got that bottle. Take it a couple moments to think of the many, many beautiful things you can do with a bottle with No Logic.
Oh, the Quake medallion.
And that's another medallion.
It's kind of hard to like... Oh, they're giving medallions at the same time. We have all 3 medallions. So Orange just got Bombos. And Krelbel is about to get Quake.
That's actually a bomb clue I've never seen.
Oh yeah, it's Kiki Skip. It's just in a different cave. It's a little shortcut. It's way cooler than hovering.
And back across, I'm assuming, yeah, if he's jumping back across, he's definitely going to East Mountain before he decides to go on the pod play.
Pod play wouldn't be bad, but I can see why he would put it off.
Yeah, considering you have Mirror already, you know that you could... The statue drag to get to Helma is going to be significantly quicker. And you might want just a couple extra resources in HP, because you can't... 4 hearts isn't honestly going to cut it for statue drag. You're going to need just a little bit more.
It can technically be done with 3 if you get like a heart drop on the mini Helma. I guess it's more if you have the mirror. You don't need the heart drop, but it's still really tough.
Mm-hmm. Even with me, you're still eating 2 bomb explosions and then the spike going in. It's 3 hearts.
Yeah, but you can get a heart in the pot on the way up. It's if you know the right movement for it. So it's technically possible. No one's gonna actually do it in a seed.
Mm-hmm.
Orange got Ice Rod Cave, which we actually haven't seen yet. Rare, because people like to open with that now. But nothing exciting except the flippers. I don't know where he got those.
That was actually in and Bell accidentally had bombs when he went to push the block. It meant the mirror delete it. Well, at least there's a little bomb shop right here. Flippers were in Paradox on the upper, I believe.
Wait, Orange has been to Paradox?
Yeah, I believe I'm 99% positive I saw him on Paradox. I think he did the East Mountain play already. Or wait, no, I think they were in.
Must have been Mini Moldorm Cave.
Mini Moldorm, yeah. I saw a cave full of Moldorms.
Cave with Moldorms. I always call this one Mini Moldorm Cave by accident. So.
my
understand.
brain saw a cave full of Moldars. Like, yes.
All right. It's time to have the talk. It's krelbel in go mode?
Go. Well, okay. So we know TR's out, and there's an ice rod anyway. So currently, let's see. Can you bypass the eastern big door? I know you can bypass it with the Samaria.
The king, the bow is the hard one. Like that's the tricky. You can do it with the. There's something you can do with the cane of Samaria and a bottle and TR, but it's hard. I don't know if krelbel has learned it. Orange has also found a sword, so there's going to be swords available between the two, up to tempered, I imagine. I'll just ask about Orange's go mode a little later because he doesn't have the cane yet.
Yeah, that cane is going to be a pretty big factor in it. So the cane lets you do quite a bit of things.
And the mirror is nice. It kind of works as a substitute bottle in a lot of ways. A little more limited in its applications, but it's also just nice to have for routing. For navigation.
I'm not sure the specifics on what doors let you mirror versus ones that can only be YBA'd.
I've only ever seen it done in North subtiles. So I don't know if it's because it's not possible or it's because they're never useful.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to find that kind of info out. I found a lot of info of glitch that works, but not quite as much on the specifics of why this weird. Oh, there's a third medallion. So if Meyer's in play, then just not even have to worry about the medallion.
Meyer is free up until Big Key, but krelbel has enough bottle plus mirror to actually kill the boss. So we don't have to worry about Meyer. Meyer's good, just hard because we're on Master Sword 4 hearts. We'll worry about that later. Could probably get away with some cape usage, make it easy.
Yeah, this might be hitting some oh no go mode pretty quick when you realize that you can beat the seed already, but man, it's not going to be very fun. That path to do it.
Alright, Orange wants the Quake too. He's just gonna ignore it? No? Okay, he was thinking about it.
Yeah, I feel like until you can confirm Meyer any which way, you should grab all the medallions you can.
You don't want to reach Meyer with your hard-earned link state and not have the medallion for it when you know where it is. So maybe if you had a Moon Pearl, you would skip that and come back for it if you needed it. Just to keep it out of your menu. But I think Orange can route this into pod, so we will be seeing our first inter-dungeon movement. This is cave to pod.
Yeah, the essentially think of the map as a giant tile grid patched together. And as it turns out, this cave is at the very, very bottom of that grid. And so clipping through the bottom of it wraps you all the way to the very top of the tiles, which just so happens to be pod.
It also despawns the sprites, and Orange is in with his last bomb. So I'm glad there's bombs in here to refill. We want to have bombs. We don't want to be running out.
Oh yeah. Bombs are very important, but they are pretty vital and no logic. You use them for... Honestly, it's easy to forget how many you just go through, just doing a lot of tricks. Use a bomb for every setup. That's a flute and a flute and oh no, that wasn't a bottle. That was just a bee in a bottle from the fairy. Yeah, it's just a flute and waterfall cave.
I'm guessing Orange has that too. Did Orange go to waterfall or did he go somewhere else? From his flipper checks.
I didn't. I can VOD that real quick and find out.
No,
it is really hard.
We don't care about the flute. It's fine. We don't care about the flute. It's good for potion buying. That's it.
Just no logic goes so fast. You look at one screen and someone else has done 5 different things in the meantime.
Oh, there's a bow on Zora.
Oh, that is.
That's something most people don't do because we want the money. more than we want the Zora item most of the time. But krelbel says, I have the cane. I don't care as much about money as Orange does. And
Yeah,
Orange
that
doesn't have the
bow is
money.
That bow is gonna be very, very nice.
Well, that's Eastern crossed off for dungeons we are worried about.
Assuming Bell doesn't do the Samaria trick, Eastern is done for him.
I am like, honestly, I think Skullwoods is actually our biggest issue now because getting to the back of Skullwoods without a fire rod is not easy unless you have hook pushing. So all krelbel needs to find is one of the 2 fire rods or the hook shot for what I'm going to guess is go mode.
Yeah, you honestly, especially that hook shot would let you bypass anything the game would throw at you at this point. You have the bow, and you have Samaria, you have the lamp. You can, if you have the knowledge, you have the power. At this point, potential. It sort of depends on the dungeon layout, but theoretically, I think with Vel's current loadout, you could do everything. I think
Skullwoods is technically possible. I don't know how to do it. I don't think he does either.
Yeah, Skull would be the big pain right now.
It also might require more than 1 YPA, so he might have to get another bottle for that.
I know duping it is just 1, but I think getting to the Mothula boss fight's 2. Yeah, it's a double for Mothula.
Okay, so we can say he's in go mode if Skullwoods is a pendant. Otherwise, he is 1 item from go mode, and it's a very flexible item. It's a lot of things he could find that would give him that. Orange has not found much here, except the Moon Pearl. Moon Pearl's here. That's really nice.
Yeah, the Moon Pearl, instead of being a required item, is just a very nice convenience to have, honestly.
Finding Moon Pearl in a glitch, like in a no logic race, is almost like finding boots in a no glitches race. You just really, it's so nice, but you don't need it.
Yeah, it makes routing everything far more pleasant.
krelbel has set up a mirror portal by screen wrapping himself a bunch of times. The portal gets misplaced, and now he can enter it and clip into the Pyramid Fairy for another chance at. Well, I was gonna say another bottle check, but I think he bought one, so we won't be seeing that.
Hair small and a bug net. Two things that. Well, I mean, I guess the hair small is convenient for swamp routing purposes. And we have a statue drag on Orange's side.
Oh, Orange pressed A. It's so tempting to dash in that room, but you have to resist.
It's just habit. You walk into the front door pod, oh, that is a little unfortunate. Yeah, so when you exit pod with the door closed, you have to hold down to snap back up into the door. If you don't hold straight down when you leave, you kind of just get stuck.
Somebody tell Orange you don't need to exit pod to do any kind of mirror-based statue drag setups. Because I did see him doing it in the last race. Which is the correct thing to do if you're not using the mirror. But I think he just says, I'm just going to do these checks. Not worry about pod, we can come back later.
Yeah, on the plus side, getting back to pod is probably one of the easier dungeons to access in No Logic. I honestly, I think it's fine to leave Helma for a while.
I'm a fan of like just doing it in K-State and saving and quitting out of the back, or doing the bomb juke over to Hookshot Cave and doing Helm Sword later. It's so easy to get back to the point where it's almost going to save you time to have better equipment and or the mirror. We saw a whole bunch of crystals on the right side of Orange's map. I'm gonna hazard my memory. I'm gonna say that it was Pod, Ice, and Swampert crystals.
Yes. Swamp is a red crystal. Not that that particularly matters in no logic mode. It's a little bit of info you can get out of the bomb shop guy though.
It is, and it's good to know whether the bomb shop check is even worth doing. So having at least in the back of your mind, have I seen red crystals on my map yet? Is actually not a bad thing to be in the habit of.
And considering no logic is a mode where you can do 500,000 things at the same time, having a good idea of what do you have to do at any given moment. Beat the seed is always good info. So given these loadouts, we can end up anywhere we want and start clearing. More question of where.
Well, so I agree with Red in chat that krelbel should be in crystal dungeons, or at least in dungeons, and opening the chests that are in the dungeons and making progress. Because right now he's searching a location that's not going to make progress when he might be in go mode. Even if it's not a comfortable go mode for him, he has so many dungeons to do that it's pretty likely that he'll find something that makes it more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he needs to be doing the escape or any of the overworld. That's not immediately on the way.
Yeah, so right now, Bell can definitely beat Eastern, beat Desert, beat Pod, beat Swamp, beat Thieves. You can't quite beat Ice yet with his loadout, but once he gets Moon Pearl, he'll be fine.
Yeah, you could do like a one-time use Link state with the mirror and then go to Ice. It would be the last dungeon you do, I think.
Yeah.
He's not even gonna have to worry about that once he's gotten his Pearl here. Also, he's going to get to do Pod into Eastern. He has a lot more equipment than Orange had going in here.
Mm-hmm.
We're hoping that he remembers to talk to the door when he deletes the door in Eastern, because we did see somebody forget that and lose both Eastern and Pod in a hard lock. Orange found a bottle in Super Bunny Cake.
The second bottle, one bottle's nice. Two is even better. Two is when I think you can start doing a lot of tricks.
Two is the magic number. 3 is mostly safety. It's safety or you're doing something awful. One of the two. I don't know if krelbel's getting that bottle. If he is following my advice, which he shouldn't be because he can't hear me, but if he is doing that kind of routing, he's not going to get that bottle. Because that bottle's not near any of the dungeons that he needs to do.
So at this point, yeah, it's just Skullwoods. Oh, a hammer. Okay,
Orange can hover. So these are some checks we probably will not be seeing from krelbel. It's another reason he probably won't get that bottle. He likes to do the anti-meta play sometimes for Hookshot Cave, but I don't think he would do it in this situation where he's in very close to go mode, or actually in go mode.
That hammer, not required, but that hammer is very convenient, especially if you want to route in GT, which with that Moon Pearl, I would not be surprised to see Orange go to GT earlier rather than later. So you can clear that whole left side, and left side is honestly pretty juicy, just for pure density.
So krelbel finding blue mail. Interesting that Orange doesn't have it. No, Orange didn't do this part of Pod.
Oh, no, he has blue mail.
Oh.
His sprite. I've seen that sprite. Just jumping off the top of Death Mountain to go say hi to Catfish.
krelbel's is harder. I think he does some kind of like palette shuffler with his sprite. But I did see him pick it up at least. It's nice though because it's a cushion of health in a situation where at least very shortly from now he will have Moon Pearl and Mirror and not have to worry about death warping.
Okay, it looks like I think Orange saved the Zora area for this reason, to just route it in with DMD Catfish. Just do it all at once.
That's going to be really good for him because he will get that bow if he's willing to spend 500 rupees here, and I think he will be because he has 1,000.
Yeah, with Moon Pearl in hand, the need for cash kind of drastically goes down. Because those they charge a premium for blended flutes in the potion shop.
I mean, okay, musical instruments are expensive. Whether or not they're blended or in one piece.
Here's that bow for him, which will... At the moment doesn't unlock anything for him, and once he gets to Samaria, it does a lot.
It is a relief, though, because bow is one of the harder things to skip for Eastern.
Yeah. Getting past those red Igors is kind of a pain. Now this is... Yeah, he's going to activate the flute. He's going to turn in that gold bee for a free $100. As Bell continues clearing Eastern, finds that Moon Pearl, realizes, I don't need all this money anymore in the basement, just leaves. So yeah, Red, to beat Eastern with this current loadout, you would need the Samaria to do a West Samaria in the big chest room in order. Does funny things where it'll just whoosh open the big key door after you do a couple things.
Okay, I was very wrong in chat. Orange can totally do Eastern. You can do it with the
yeah, 2 bottles.
unlock.
Yeah.
Oh, ice is a pendant. I was wrong. I thought I saw crystals.
So it's 2 pendants, so we're only looking for 1 more pendant for full knowledge then.
Yeah, it's starting to look like Skullwoods might be in our way. Krelbel will be doing statue drag. We'll get to see the whole thing from him. You can pull an invisible statue through this door, then juke it. And then you can go through this door and break your camera and go to Helmasaur with basically no equipment.
In this case, you're walking in with Tempered Sword in hand. It's really not a good playing equipment.
Yeah, the only thing that can really stop Krelbel right now is if he misses too many of his bombs, and you only need 5 of those to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And you are spot on with Orange's GT play. He is going in right now. It would be very interesting if he found a hookshot in here that Krelbel misses, so that we have Kane versus hookshot go modes, and I think that would be fun to watch.
Yeah, that would be really fun. Yeah, when it comes... Orange is just... He's essentially 1 key item away from just clearing really hard. I think that's just what he's looking for. The hook or the Samaria just opens the whole game to him. And a glove. Nice little convenience item.
The Orange has hammer and gloves, so Ice Palace is free, but also a pendant, so it would just be for checks for Orange. It would not be really something that's going to hold back Krelbel. So I don't we're too worried that Krelbel's missing the hammer. Unless it's locking hookshot here, but I don't think Krelbel should go here. That's my opinion. I think Orange should be here. This is good for Orange, but I don't think Krelbel should be here.
On the plus side, Orange does actually have normal Dark World access, which is a bit of a rare sight sometimes. Just nice convenience just for routing.
You can use portals.
Yeah, you can go the Dark World the developer intended way. And now we're gonna see Bell go straight on into Eastern Palace.
Yeah, and we will be looking out for that conversation Krelbel should have with the door. Because if you don't talk to the door, you will have a timer that runs for 18 minutes when you try to delete it, and be very sad, and you'll lose all the pod.
Yeah. I was talking to him. Oh, I was talking to him the other day because I think the other day I was basically learning Western Samarias and how they operated. I was just talking to him about it. So hopefully that information sticks.
Oh, I mean, the thing is that it's not about whether you know it. It's about whether you remember to do it. The
Yeah.
people who forget to do it are people who have done it 100 times before, and just all it takes is one time to forget. Desert Palace Big Key for Orange will make Desert pretty free. Doesn't have to do any shenanigans to get to the back. That will give him a little bit of a speed boost when he does that dungeon.
And if Mire is required, Desert Big Key is honestly probably the most convenient way. If you just need to open up the Mire Big Key doors. And another fun effect about this Western Samaria that Bell might do here is it does reclose that Stalfos chest. Not that it's... Not that in this case it really does anything, but if there was a sword in there, you could dupe it over and over again.
So there is a kind of an unfortunate thing that's happening with krelbel is he is going to the big key chest the normal way, but he doesn't have the big key, which means he's going to either save and quit out of here and do Eastern later, or he's going to have to backtrack. And that's going to be pretty slow. Orange found a sword, so that's all 4 of our swords known.
GT Big, we actually have very nice sword placements this seed.
Yeah, that sword is easily dupable and totally unnecessary to dupe. Okay, krelbel says Eastern later, or it doesn't. Maybe he's hoping for hook pushing. I'm not sure. I think maybe he didn't think about the fact that he'd be forced to backtrack and just doesn't feel like doing that.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if he really knows the Western Samaria, other than he knows of it.
Oh, like he hasn't practiced it. That's fair.
Yeah.
This would be the seed to learn it, though, because you don't want to do the other thing.
Yeah.
Alright, Orange is done with GT. Has a glove to show for it. And a big key of desert. Where will he take this? Maybe Hype Cave?
This is Uncle?
I think this is Thieves Town.
Yeah. Chances are Thieves is probably going to be required. You're only missing 1 pendant. And at this point, beating dungeons for prize knowledge is pretty good.
It is pretty good. Yeah, I agree. Like, knowing that Skullwoods is a pendant would be a huge relief for both runners. The approach krelbel's taken, I think he's just... I'm not sure what he's doing. He's doing a bunch of checks in dungeons he can't do from where he is. Maybe he has a plan for a skull that I don't know about, but I think he's just doing clears.
Yeah, I think this might just be searching for either another bottle, or the hook shot, or fire rod. Just looking for one more item to really start get going.
Magic powder, which is something we would get excited about if we didn't already have the lamp and haven't already fake powdered, so pretty useless for krelbel.
Oh well, Skullwood's big
This
key.
dungeon.
This is really convenient big key.
Ice
There's
rod.
a second ice
Number
rod.
2. Not
That's
the rod we're looking for.
That would have been... I mean, that is kind of funny. It's like the opposite of a vanilla fire rod. It's been sitting there a while. It just got really cold. Yeah, with Moon Pearl in hand and the whole Dark World easily accessible without any real shenanigans going on. Probably, I think's current plan is probably to just loop around, do a lot of the Dark World overworld. It doesn't take too long to do. And then kind of consider your options at that point. He does have a bottle, so he can start clearing.
Well, it doesn't look like Krelbel's really missing out on anything in Thieves Town, so he can put this off until later. Especially if it ends up being a pendant, because Thieves Town's a pretty slow dungeon to do, even under the best circumstances. There isn't really a good way to speed it up. You just have to do the dungeon, and sometimes you have to do it inside out.
Oh, that's Meyer pendant.
Oh, okay. That's our info. Cool. So we do need a fire rod or hook shot for both runners, given the glitches they know how to do.
Mm-hmm.
And Krelbel might need something for Eastern. I'm not if it's true that he doesn't know the the Samaria, he's going to need another bottle to do the unlocking from Thieves Town.
What's just gonna be the question now is where is that little final piece of the puzzle for the runners to really start kicking it in high gear? I guess No Logic doesn't really have quite much of a puzzle to it. More so just vomits items everywhere.
It feels like a puzzle in its own way. It's like a free form. Here's some tools and how do you solve the problem. It's problem solving rather than like a crossword puzzle, which is constructed.
Mm-hmm. Trying to be as efficient as you possibly can with the given tools. Because any single chest could be the correct answer. It's just how fast can you get to it.
Yeah, the nice thing about No Logic though is it is not going to just be that single chest most of the time. It will be that chest or maybe a different one. Maybe two runners get different go modes. Not in the sense that both of them found different items to complete their set, but that their entire tool set is different. So you see what looks like two different seeds being played.
Yeah, that's one of the more entertaining parts of No Logic. Is you can see two people take drastically different ways through a seed and have drastically different loadouts and go modes because of it.
Yeah, you can also see two people with the same loadout and go mode take completely different approaches based on what they're comfortable with. So Krelbel is entering Pendant Mire without the ability to clear it, but one thing he can do is if he is looking for that last little bit of information, he can dupe it through Hera and get the pendant and find out that he doesn't need to do it. So that would be a very good play for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would think duping in a Hera makes sense because I'm actually not sure because I know it was orange that opened up the map and checked Meyer. I'm not sure if Bell knows yet.
Well, he doesn't have the HUD indicator, so he definitely doesn't have the map.
Yeah, so he doesn't know. This could be in play for him for all he knows.
Now he can kill Viddy if he wanted to, and maybe he plans to. He does have the right potions. He has one potion plus a mirror you can combine to get to Vitreous through Castle Tower.
Yeah, I always forget that spin mirrors are actually a thing you can do. It sounds silly.
Spin mirror doors, yeah, it's pretty funny. But for a lot of these YBAs we use to get to bosses are subtile YBAs going north, or like spin YBAs, and you can just mirror door all of those. I don't think there's really any that are that kind that you can't do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Bell's mostly hard clearing everything looking for the fire rod at this point.
Yeah, I would be too. A hook shot would also, I think, give Krelbel. He's very... I know he's a big fan of stuck pushing.
Yeah. So,
and that would get him to the back of Skullwoods quite easily. If he had a hook shot, I don't see what would hold him back at this point.
Oh, if he had hook shot, he'd just be clearing to beat the game at that point. He has everything else.
I don't know if I agree with doing this check, though. When you are one item from go mode and there's 3 of them.
Unless he tends to dupe, then you kind of need to do it anyway.
Yeah, if you're not really. You can do the clip on the other side, which isn't too bad, but this gets you a check. So I guess you can weigh the 2 things. Do I really want to do the clip? And if I don't do it, I can spend a little time and get an extra item. Orange fixing the graphics for us, very kind. The Mire area doesn't load in quite. Oh, wow.
The fire rod.
Okay, so this is going to be interesting. Do we see go mode behavior from krelbel? Does he stop opening out of the way checks?
Well, right now he doesn't know Mire is dead, or in terms of having actually beat it. I think once he figures that out, that can start being called. Actually, he's gonna need a second bottle to deal with Eastern if he doesn't know the Samaria.
If he doesn't know the Samaria, if he kind of knows it and is willing to experiment, that would probably be faster than doing the bottle thing and finding a bottle. So, I hope to see him take the plunge and try and learn this West Samaria. Because it sounds like he knows how it works, and he knows about opening the door, and he knows about how Samarias work in general, because I've seen him do them going north. And a West Samaria is the same inputs as going north. It's really not that different.
Yeah.
All he has to do is put all those parts together and do it.
Yeah, it's kind of the thing with a lot of glitches in this game. A lot of glitches kind of operate on the exact same principles, just doing some slightly different things.
krelbel isn't gonna know the bomb chute to Thieves Town. He needs one to get to Thieves Town. So that's why we're saying 2 bottles for Eastern for krelbel.
Yeah, if he had the thieves or the desert big, then he could easily just use that big key to go kill Viddy. Because at the moment he's duping.
That's good.
And so he's gonna get that info. And oh yeah,
he's mega routing. Yeah, he's gonna go to swamp. He doesn't even care.
Well, I mean, this is also kind of good. You do need to do this at some point, especially.
Yeah, I didn't really consider what his swamp plan was, but he has. So I think what he's doing, he needs to flood. Because, no, he doesn't need to flood. I don't think he needs to do this at all. Because he has the Swamp Small Key and the Moon Pearl in the mirror. And he can get in, he can swim in and dupe through that door. Doesn't need to flood because he's not going past the trench. And then Argus will be done from desert. What you do in Swamp really has no bearing on reaching Argus if you don't have hookshot.
I think this is just purely for checks, and that's it then.
Alright, well, what's Orange doing? Orange is doing desert area, but I don't think he has picked up the hammer. So this is probably the nail in the coffin for the cane for Orange. And that is unfortunate, because that's giving krelbel a significant advantage if he's able to do the Eastern Palace door delete. If he's not, then that gives him an advantage for having an easy way to Argus.
Yeah, because Bell definitely knows all about Death Hole. He will honestly probably end up doing it.
Orange entering Mire is good and surprising because he has the pendant info, but he wants the checks anyway. But this will get him his fire up.
Yeah, he is lacking the Samaria and the hookshot right now, so his options are a little bit more limited on what he can do. But yeah, he will get the fire out just to let them just clear out Skull Woods all in one go, which would be very nice. And there's another bow right there in Hype Cave.
Well, I guess you can skip Zora in the seed and be okay. Eastern big key for krelbel, let's go. What's stopping him now? I cannot think of a single reason he would be not in go mode now.
Yeah, this would have to be go mode.
Maybe he will do some... I'm trying to figure out where he's even going with this. He hasn't even gotten the Mire info yet because he just walked out of Mire Swamp. So maybe he's gonna make an attempt at Vitreous and be sad. Mire Pit? No. Mire Map would have been so cool. I think Orange has it from Thieves Town though. I don't think he got it here. I don't think he's been here yet. And it's not even like a map of another dungeon that can elimination, you know. You know, saving quit's a good idea.
Actually, no, Bell doesn't even need a flood swamp. He just he can just start doing things. He doesn't need to flood it. He just needs a death hole and then just dupe swamp and be fine.
Yeah, the flooding swamp, like he has the mirror and you can do NMG basically, and then just end it there instead of going all the way through.
Okay, this is probably swamp. He's probably just gonna clip into swamp, walk out the front door because he doesn't have the hammer, so I guess
he has the swamp small key. The hammer gets you deeper into swamp, but for the dupe you don't get that far in.
I mean for getting into Dark World for
Oh, he doesn't have like, I see what you're saying. He does not have good Dark World access. Guess I'll do active escape. He's doing checks still.
Huh.
Okay. But you're right, his Dark World access is trash. He's gonna have to super jump, I think, to get to swamp easily. That said, he probably should have done it from Stumpy if he was gonna do it, because he had the potion for it.
Yeah, I was thinking he was just gonna like clip into swamp and just walk out the front door, walk back in, and just dupe it that way. Which I think would actually probably be about as fast, honestly, if you're clipping it pretty quick.
So back of escape for krelbel. I guess Orange hasn't been here yet. Not one of the people who likes to swim there. Just the newest trend.
I like opening swim clipping into here, honestly.
Yeah, I saw you do it in the race. It was pretty nice.
I'm just like, it's 3 free checks before, and hopefully, like, either A, I get some money to go just buy some bombs from the ferry, which is pretty nice, or I might pull a cool key.
I love this, like, this trend of let's find new and creative ways to delay Kakariko Village in no logic. Orange is, I think, taking a traditional Dark World route, going into a portal here. Unless he's going to check Ped, but I cannot imagine checking Ped with these pendants.
I think he's going to do Skullwoods. He has to do it. He has traditional access. May as well.
He has traditional access to most things. And all he has to do is go to South Dark World to get Eastern. Big key.
Yeah. Which honestly, after Skullwoods, Hype Cave would just look tempting. It's 5 checks, it's right now, and you have very fast access to it.
I still don't understand why krelbel is here. Why is he not in go mode? Like, what am I missing? What is it I'm forgetting that he has to do that he doesn't have the tool for?
I don't... Honestly, I don't know. I do not have a good answer.
Because he can do Eastern Vanilla. He can do NMG. He can do Desert with 1 spin YBA. He can do Swamp with a dupe and a Death Hole. Skullwoods, he has the Fire Rod. That's free. Thieves Town is a single YBA. And Aga Tower is 1 Samaria Corruption.
Which are all things he knows how to do. So, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe he just doesn't realize it yet.
Maybe? These are some really deep checks he's doing, though. Era basements, something rarely seen. Oh, that's a good point. Okay, How comfortable is he with the actual Argus fight once he has Death Holden?
He's comfortable. I've seen him do it.
Okay. That's without the hook shot, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, he definitely knows. Well, so now we're just gonna go to Eastern. He already cleared it. But, I mean, it is gonna be a crystal. While we see Orange go off into Skullwoods. Go do a nice little moth fight, as nice as moth can be anyway.
Oh, this is hairy for Orange. Okay, I'm starting to piece together a little bit of what's going on in krelbel's mind. But I don't know if he's comfortable with Meyer, and he doesn't know Meyer's a pendant. Maybe that has to be it, right? Because Meyer is the only dungeon that would actually kind of suck to do.
Yeah, if he's assuming he has to beat Meyer, then...
Maybe he doesn't know mirror doors, so maybe he thinks he needs a bottle to do Vitreous.
Yeah, I could see him looking for one more bottle, thinking he might need to double YBA to get to Vidi. I guess Orange is checking Ped. I mean,
What is this?
I guess you're right here.
It's a red boomerang. Cool. It's not that exciting. It's nice when you have a pushing, but not worth pulling.
And even then, Orange has the blue moraine, so wholly good in that department.
I just want to see krelbel get a bottle just so he can be in mental go mode. And then never use it. Like, it's like the magic feather, you know? Like, it gives you confidence to beat the seed.
Mm-hmm. You just know for a fact that you can just get past everything.
I also want to see Orange get the hook shot just to make this close. But right now he's doing all the things that we've seen krelbel do.
Yeah.
It's getting less likely that this will happen. He's also not showing go mode behavior, which is interesting. I know that his statue drag was a little rusty in the last race. I don't know how much he's worked on it since then. Since he only gave it one shot in this one and, you know, just forgot to not press A. Just very easy to do. No, dude.
Oh, no.
Don't go back for it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Okay, maybe it's worth it if you have the key.
Yeah, you don't need the keys anymore. May as well.
I think krelbel will do Skullwoods now. At least he's in the ABCD mindset, so he's actually doing crystals. That's good to see.
Yeah, Orange still has to search because he doesn't have a good way of killing Argus right now.
Yeah, his Argus, it's possible. He can do 2 YBAs and then a mirror door. It's terrible. I totally respect his search for something that isn't that, because that's pretty bad. But it is literally just like find the cane or hook shot for him. I don't think anything else saves him from that fate.
It's just unfortunate because he's really isolated Hylia Island, and I don't know when you decide to just take a glance at it.
He is not going to check the shuffle. Like that is so far beyond.
He might check Hylia Island if he decides to go Hype Cave. He finds the Eastern Big, so he decides to go to Eastern and decides, I'm just going to go check Hylia Island real quick. Take a dive in the water just to take a peek before I walk into Eastern. And
I'm skeptical that he would even pick up the shovel seeing it there, let alone check it.
So what is Orange gonna do now? See, because he
Laser
can clear
bridge.
Yeah, this might be Laser Bridge. This might just be checking TR for just checks.
What I'm surprised though is if he's doing that, why hasn't he done South Dark World, gotten Hype Cave, and Eastern Big Key yet?
Not 100% sure.
It's especially surprising for him because he has the very easy Dark World access that krelbel is missing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Laser Bridge is kind of tempting. It's 4 pretty quick checks. Bottle number 3 on Laser Bridge.
Bottle number 3, another one that's on the mountain that krelbel probably won't go to. You know, krelbel just has to believe in himself and believe in Pendant Mire. He still doesn't have the info. Maybe he does. Maybe he has enough that he can like do desert and blind pull it. Speaking of blind pull, krelbel's checking bed as well.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Also, Red, yeah, this is game 2. Bell won game 1, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I'm positive Bell won the first one.
So if Orange loses this one, he will drop into the lower bracket. His opponent hasn't been determined yet, or krelbel's if goes to game 3. But the winner also will play nobly in the next round. This is the last round of round 1. Several of round 2 have already completed, being double elimination with some buys. There has been some parallel running to keep it going, which is keeping our schedule quite busy. Lots of restreams. Every race has been restreamed except like one that didn't make it to the schedule because it was done at the last minute.
Yeah.
Which is pretty neat.
It's nice. I wake up every day or I look at Twitch, say SpeedGaming streaming, no logic turning. Like, oh hey, cool.
Always a pleasant surprise.
What random neat thing am I just gonna learn today? Yeah. Someone's just gonna do something. I'm like, I've never seen that before. That's cool.
I love the smell of red potion in the morning. Hey, krelbel's getting a bottle. Is this go mode? Is this go mode, krelbel?
Is he gonna? Oh no, well, if he's walking out, he's probably doing hookshot cave. I don't know.
Well, Hammer's there. Where's he going?
If you're jumping down here,
oh, he has no glove. He is doing hookshot cave. Hookshot cave into GT seems likely. He thinks he doesn't have the hammer because he doesn't, and will be getting it soon. So yeah, it's probably Ice Armos. Oh, Orange found the mitts.
Oh.
But no hook shot.
Yeah, those mitts don't really do a whole lot in this seed.
No.
Unfortunately.
The best thing mitts ever do is like convenient Ice Palace access. Especially when you're pearlless, but like, it's a pendant and we have the pearl, so it's not even the most convenient way in. Yeah, I was right. krelbel says PT time. There's a lot of stuff in here. He has access to a few more items inside, but I still am trying. I'm definitely going to ask him at the end like what he was looking for, because I thought maybe that second bottle would put him in go mode.
Yeah, this, as Red says in chat, it seems like doesn't quite know if Desert or Myers' his last crystal.
And he can check that by doing Desert. It'd be so easy.
Yeah.
It's one YBA.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple YBA, I thought.
And I know he hates YBAs, but like, it's just one, just do it. He was willing to do that one, even though it didn't quite work out.
Yeah.
That's a good point. krelbel can Deathhole Argus now and find out the Desert prize. And he knows he needs to do Swamp.
I definitely know he knows how to Deathhole because he's kind of taught me it. So. No, he knows Hookless Argus. If you can Death Hole, Hookless Argus is the easy part, as long as you have enough HP to tank the constant hits you take.
He has the cape. It's free with the cape. You can brute force it. Just stand at the top until he's there and then go down.
Mm-hmm.
You can even pull the wall if you're worried about your magic. Krelbel is going to Thieves Town, which will give him the Mire map. Which is maybe his go mode. Mire map go mode. What do you know?
Yeah. This information is key after all.
Meanwhile, Orange doing a check at the Pyramid Fairy. Using the same mirror offset that Krelbel did earlier. See? First try. First try YBA. Nicely done.
There's a key up there, and this is Orange checking Aga Tower, I believe. Yep. It is just very unfortunate that the one check he skipped at the start of the seed by just the way he routed his opener. Just kind of was the one major key item.
Well, you know, people like to make fun of Kakariko skippers, but this is exactly the reason we do it, is we're hoping for that one item that we get before Kakariko that unlocks a check in the desert area or at one of the fetch quests at Kak.
Isabelle just unlocking all the doors in the back of Thieves, and he's just gonna walk out, walk back in, be in Thief state, and go ahead and beat Thieves, and probably get that Mire info that he needs.
Yeah, I'll have to mirror before checking his map to ensure that he's actually in the correct world to do so. I think Orange is also starting to think about clearing dungeons, but Eastern is really a big sticking point for him because it's actually not easy for him to do Eastern. Oh. Well, okay, it's really... Oh my god, he's getting the shovel!
The question is, does he turn in the shovel? That's the question.
He's getting it, though. I think once you get it, you have to turn in it. I thought he was going to scout it and say nah, but no, he's getting it blind. He must know about it from his earlier trip, so that means he's going to get his cane next.
Well, Link's house, are you going? No, you're going to Hype Cave. Okay, but that's
no, this is fine. This is fine. He's going to get his Eastern Big Key and his cane at the same time. That's really nice.
Yeah, this is actually going to work out for him.
And they'll get silvers too. So Krelbel still has a crystal lead on Orange, having done pod, but
yeah.
Or at least, let me think about this.
He's done...
Yeah, because he's done Eastern.
Orange is...
That's
yeah,
the reason.
Orange has done Desert, and Krelbel hasn't. Krelbel has beaten Eastern and Pod.
And granted, Pod is just... about to do this one too.
Yeah. Granted, Pod is just a statue drag with Mirror, which is the best case scenario.
Why are we going here? This is going to Desert. Normally you do this to unlock doors in Desert, but he has that key, so... Big chest?
He doesn't have the big key.
Doesn't have the big key. Oops. Yeah, that's gonna be cute. He's gonna have the big key. Oh no. Something missing. Cute. Alright, well, it's fine. You just get the maiden and come back. It's a little inefficient, but at least we have a race now, with Orange being neck and neck with Krelbel and on equipment now. And finally got that cane, finally got that Eastern Big Key. I think Orange should be able to clear the game fairly without drama. I don't want to say easy, but like without drama. It depends on his statue drag. How comfortable is he with that after last night's race?
on the plus side, he does have a lot of HP to burn, renewable bombs to burn. He's got a mirror to make it much faster.
Yeah, the thing that was messing him up last night was the movements, the camera movements after doing the actual drag. He was doing the drag just fine. It's something he would have had to look up in a guide before the race, and I'm hoping that that's what he did. Oh yeah, I just need to say, Orange has the glove advantage. He has easier access to the Dark World than krelbel does, which means I don't think it means anything, but maybe it means something.
It means he can dupe Swamp faster. He just takes the portal and walks up the Swamp, and just goes in normally, dupes it.
Yeah, well, what krelbel would do, I think, is if he is thinking with portals or without portals, he would Deathful Argus and use that to warp to Swamp, and then come back for Desert. If he is really knowledgeable, which, you know, if he learns the same thing I learned last week, that you can actually mirror out of specifically Landmo and Eastern, he can actually kill Landmo, mirror out before the crystal drops, but after you've collected the item, to make sure that Landmo is actually dead, and then do Deathfall. Orange struggling a little bit.
Well, like I said, at least Pod has a bunch of renewable bombs, so you can keep taking attempts at this and be relatively okay. That wasn't deep enough.
Yeah, if you're using like a Link sprite that looks like Link, and also this works with Orange's sprite, you want at least half of Link's hand to be hidden.
Yeah.
Or all of it.
I thought it works better with just half, but...
Yeah, it's because it's possible to like overdo it and be too deep. But at least if it's half, you know it's gonna work.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now here's Orange with the drag, successful. See if he knows the next part.
Here's the switch. Drags it up, 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 up.
That's a good dash line. Now you walk down a little bit, hit the switch. This looks good. Let's go.
Just hold left and up left, and you're out.
Oh yeah, this is the thing that troubled him last time. Left and then up.
Oh, you know you've got backup potions. They don't have to be just for YBAs.
Sometimes the best glitch is healing. Alright, let's see what krelbel handles this. It looks like he's doing Desert Landmo first, and if he knows about the mirror trick, this will save him a lot of time getting to Swamp. If he doesn't, that's fine too. I'll just have to super jump to get to the front.
And that is a Pod down on Helmsar down Orange's side, and he has the Eastern big, so he's gonna be able to mirror straight into Eastern. Go ahead and just beat the dungeon. And all that means is dealing with good old Argus.
I would argue that Orange having done Landmo actually puts him at a disadvantage, because he can't do the warp with the prize krelbel can do. Assuming krelbel actually does it, because you do have to know about it.
I've also never seen a statue deleted in this. Wait, isn't there normally a statue in the bottom left?
No. There's normally a popo there.
For whatever reason, I thought there's a statue. I was like, did this statue just somehow get deleted? Some weird way.
The statues that are sprites will go away if you're in a no sprite state, but the actual collision statues are pretty robust. Alright, mirror? 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 No, he doesn't know. That's okay. It's obscure knowledge that, like, half of us learned last week, so...
What, if you just mirror during this, you still get the crystal, or...?
So, the idea is to not get the crystal. And
Oh,
it's
okay.
unique to Armos and Landmo that you can actually mirror out after collecting the item. Normally, it doesn't let you.
Oh, because the game assumes you wouldn't have mirror at that point. And it's just like, oh, okay.
That's the idea, yeah. So Desert will Oh, did Krelbel save him? I think too. No, he's stuck behind the rock, so he had to flute out.
Yeah, he doesn't have any gloves.
Oh, he would have had to mirror and then flute, which would have been the same as this. But he won't get the nice little swamp warp, but you know what? Orange won't get that either, so it's at least even in that regard.
This is the death hole.
So it's depending on glitch execution. Krelbel has a lead of the time it takes Orange to finish this dungeon. Oh, he has to do so much damaging down. It's a good thing Igors always do a heart on any male.
Yeah. I had to make sure you're at half a heart for the bomb instead of a full.
Oh, doing this on red mail is the worst. Because the only way you can damage yourself to that amount is to bomb yourself.
You have to figure out how to get to a quarter heart. You don't quite know.
Remembering to map, the hardest part.
Yeah, when I was first learning this, I didn't know mapping was a thing, and I got really confused while I was doing this blind so much. It's just a simple just kill yourself on the same frame you fall into one of the pits you created.
Yeah, that sounds hard, but it's a normalized setup using a pixel lineup and an item dash, so that all of your movements are always the same and not dependent on a human error. The funny thing about Death Hole is you always have maximum 7 hearts going into this, because Death Hole mimics a fairy revival. I think Krelbel needs to be a little higher, or Argus needs to be higher.
I find it easier to just drag Argus down to the bottom of the screen, because I feel like you can...
It doesn't work. You'd think it would, but it doesn't.
Really?
Yeah, it's just... Argus just isn't low enough at the bottom of the screen. Or if it works, it's like tighter, it's harder. Alright, where is Orange going? Orange is going to enter Desert from the front to access the Death Hole. I'm guessing this is just a nicer route. Oh, Orange is going to do something different. I'd love to see it. So that's Argus down for Krelbel.
This is going to be East Samaria.
Yeah, this is... Oh, no, Smoky. Krelbel had that. Where was it? That's wild.
Was that at Hobo? Because I know Orange didn't do Hobo.
Okay, so Orange is now in a pickle. He has to bring a key in here somehow. And he has a couple ways to do that, but they're slow. And that's time he cannot afford to lose against Krelbel. I think maybe he's thinking he can steal a key from back here. But unfortunately, the Spin YBA actually deletes that key. So if you're going to do it, you have to commit to it before you do the glitch.
Usually I end up taking that key before I end up doing the Spin YBA.
Yeah, if you're in that room, you should just get it. Unless you already have one. Even if you do, like, there are edge cases where you want to have a second Desert Small. You can bring it into, like, Swamp and go backwards a little bit more. You can go into GT with some pretty fancy stuff. Alright, Disappointment. Oh, it's there! I'm wrong.
He went to Desert the normal way, and I think he just forgot to grab that key, or he just didn't think that he'd need it.
Okay, this makes sense. Orange has the Desert Palace small key. And he just key dashed that door, thinking, I'm not going to use this key. That's a bummer, though. But it's kind of funny. It's a lot better than what he would have had to do otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, I will admit, I have never seen him do the either the double YBA or the Eastern Samaria, which honestly is kind of a pain in the butt to do.
He's got the potion out. Makes me think that YBA is on his mind.
Yeah, this be a series of 3 YBAs.
Correct. Well, not quite. If he knows the camera correction trick, he can do 2 and then swim to Argus. That works as well for the Samaria trick. You can do just a little backup before transitioning after you corrupt, and that will correct your camera just enough that you can transition that door correctly and then be in a stable camera situation. But not so stable that you can't do hookless Argus. I always like watching people unflood Swamp from this screen wrap state because it doesn't actually get fixed when you enter the dam.
Yeah. And red, I think I'm pretty sure Death Hole is faster. I'm not sure if orange actually knows Death Hole.
Yeah, I think orange is showing that he either doesn't know it or isn't comfortable with it. So he's using the thing he knows how to do, which is the double YBA. Like, he clearly doesn't know the cane either, because if he knew it, he would have backed it up into that. Kind of funny how this cane isn't really doing anything for orange. The best thing it does is maybe he knows the way into Aga 2, but I'm thinking maybe he doesn't. Maybe he does the traditional bottle lava dive. Was Krelbel successful?
No, he missed.
He drank the potion. Okay, somebody tell Krelbel about mirror doors, please.
Yeah.
Okay, if you are going to mirror door in there, make sure you lift a pot, or else you will hard lock. Otherwise, it's the same as a YBA.
Yeah, he knows about mirror doors. I don't think he knows that you can mirror that door in particular. Yeah, there's a lot that goes on in no logic at once, and honestly, it can be really easy to just not quite know a thing.
Orange has not backed up the right amount. I think if you back up too much or miss the YBA going back in, you will soft lock here.
Yeah.
He has an extra bottle though, so he should be okay. If you back up too little, you'll just juke the door, and if you back up too much, you will transition there.
Yeah, this door in particular is honestly kind of a pain.
Orange is facing up, which is making it impossible for him to dash buffer there. Now, I would recommend, I know he likes to use a Q here, but I would recommend using a dash buffer Q. You can use the size of the boots dust to know how deep you are, which takes a little bit of practice, but at least gives you access to that dash buffering. I also, not sure if you can do this, but maybe you can dash turn when you're in the door and get your sword out, but I might be wrong about that. You might be in door state.
Yeah, you should be able to. I mean, if you can walk in with your sword out, you should be able to dash turn.
I like Krelbel using bomb snaps here. It's not necessary, but it is like a guaranteed way to get on the last pixel. No. Okay, well he has more now. He has an extra bottle. So he can try twice.
Pick up the pot. Use your mirror.
There we go. That will be Krelbel's last YBA. I'm sure he is happy about that fact.
Yep.
Orange still has 3 more to do. 4? He has to dupe this still.
This is a scenario where it is an unfortunate go mode state for Orange, considering what he knows, trick-wise.
Yeah, and if Orange, wants to go deeper into no logic, I think the next thing to learn would be these Samaria corruptions and Death Hole. So they are very, very useful, and they're just so much nicer and resistance to failure than YBAs. You don't have to go back to the potion shop, you can just try again right away. It's kind of like Icebreaker, but a little harder.
Yeah, Swamp in particular is one of the worst dungeons to deal with in no logic.
It's a tough nut to crack. We're lucky to have the flippers, but even without the flippers, missing the hook shot makes it pretty bad as well for this reason. I am wondering if Orange doesn't actually know the amount to back up, or if he's missing inputs. Krebel's doing the Samaria lava dive. So this is a Samaria corruption going north. And we'll let him wrong work to Agatu by falling in the lava. The lava just happens to lead here. We didn't do anything to that. We just made ourselves able to fall in it.
Yeah, for whatever reason, every pit has an area it's supposed to go to in the game, even if it doesn't actually lead anywhere normally.
Yeah, even rooms that don't have pits still have a destination set, and you can make pits with the Cane of Samaria, which is how we did that Death Hole. That was a nice Aga fight for Krelbel. Some
pretty fast.
real, trick shots. I'm curious what Orange is doing. I'm wondering if this is the do something else strategy.
I think so.
Maybe this is I guess I'm not really in go mode, and because I am not comfortable with this YBA, so I'm going to keep looking for items. But for Orange, that item literally is the hook shot, and that's kind of hard to find one specific item.
Yeah, there's only one of them, and out of 216 checks in the game.
Oh, Krelbel not quite getting the 1-1. Got the trident spin, but didn't reach Ganon in time. But that's okay, he gets the nice corner.
The literal best place Ganon can go to. Just get a free phase 2 off of it. Even with Master Sword, free phase 2.
It was so nice.
It's my favorite when I have to do Master Sword Ganon. Just like, oh, thank God. This phase 2 is just gonna be over. Yeah, Red, that was exactly what I was saying at this at the start. Oh, hey, look, here's all this nice hook pushing kit. We're not going to see the final piece of the puzzle.
That has been the theme of this tournament. I think the reason that hook pushing is even allowed in no logic is because of how much you need to do it, and also because it's used in the speedrun. But we don't talk about that. It's OP, to be quite honest. And the only thing that makes it not trivialize the game is how rare it is to actually have access to it. Nice TR small.
Final TR small.
Alright, well that's GG to Krelbel, 132.59. Takes this series, and we'll be moving on to play Nobly in round 2. GG.
GG, hello.
Hello. What was your go mode item? I had to ask.
I don't even know. The whole last. I almost wish I hadn't found that hammer, because my heart started racing the moment I got the hammer, and it didn't stop racing. But it didn't end up being used for anything. I don't know. I have no idea what my go mode item was.
Yeah, there was a lot of times where we were like, oh, Krelbel's in go mode, and then you just kept opening stuff. You did Hair Basement, and we were like, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? So I had to know.
Well, the thing that was really holding me up was lack of pendant crystal information, and I don't know. I just didn't want to go for it without without risking going into a pendant dungeon, it wasn't the right decision. But the stress on this one was really, really getting to me.
Yeah, it's a tournament race. Yeah, I mean that's how they go.
Yeah, and oh my god, the moment I got the hammer, my ability to do YBAs just immediately went out the window. I noticed my hands were shaking. I'm like, all right, we're doing YBAs with hand shaking. This is let's see how it goes. And then I think I failed like 7 YBAs.
It's not your preferred end game kit, but at least you got the cane early, so you got to do this the Death Largus, which you love.
Yeah, I was happy that didn't mess up all the messed up YBAs though. My goodness, that was stressful. Oof. This is a stressful format. This is a stressful format to raise.
Yep.
You had the you got to have your hopes and dreams for a hook push kit with like 12 minutes, having multiple pieces of it ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely looking for hookshot, because I didn't know whether Meyer was a crystal or pendant, and so I was thinking, all right, if I get hookshot, then I can just hook push Meyer and hook push Swamp, or just do Swamp Vanilla, and that'll be it. And then once I got that hammer, I thought, well, now I can. I was thinking about going into GT. That was what that failed YBA was. It was, okay, I could full clear GT basement. That'll get me a bunch of stuff. And then I failed that YBA and thought, wait a minute. I know Thieves is a crystal. They got full clearable crystals sitting right there. Just do that and go from there.
Yeah, Fox in chat also brought up another way you can do that information play is to get the desert crystal info from Argus.
Yep. And I like doing that in multi-worlds, actually. Not for crystal info, but for obviously in multi-worlds you don't care about, or at least the multi-worlds I play in, we don't care about the crystal boss's goal. So I'll very often dupe desert at swamp, just to both get the desert crystal and get the Argus kill, just to set up my preferred TR dupe, which is the YBA, which requires Argus being killed. So that's similar idea, but didn't occur to me until it was too late on this one. So I'm curious, what did I find that Orange didn't on this one?
Nothing actually. You both had the
pain.
Actually, well, okay, yeah. So for you, Orange started at Sank and basically avoided Lake Hylia area for about an hour. So he didn't have the cane for basically ever.
Where was cane?
Shovel off Lake Hylia Island, then Shovel Spot.
Ooh.
So he didn't have that for quite a while. Once he did, those effectively go mode. The problem has been for Orange attempting to deal with the swamp problem.
Which part of it?
Of either of at this point trying to kill Argus.
Oh, so just so did he have the same path ahead of him that I did? Just with flippers and just the one
If anything, he had more equipment. He had gold sword. He had mitts. He had the boomerang. Not that it really mattered. He had another bottle.
Yeah, this is another one where I lucked out by not touching GT or 2 out of the 3 pendant dungeons. Definitely worked in my favor, but stressful. My goodness. I almost of course, but by the time the next race comes up, I'll have calmed down, but towards the end of this, just with so many failed YBAs, I was thinking, oh man, if I do win this, then I've bought myself at least 2 more matches at the tournament.
3.
And,
2
right.
more, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
2
4
more rounds. Yeah, 2 more
4
rounds.
matches.
Which Oh, so stressful. Yeah, hand shaking, heart racing the entire last like half hour there. But welcome Orange and GG.
Welcome, Orange.
GG.
GG.
I'll let you talk for a bit while I continue to catch my breath.
Yeah, Krelbel's having a moment.
Yeah, stressful.
This is kind of beyond what I was capable of.
So I saw you mentioned in chat double YBA. What was your what was your plan? What were you attempting to do for
Well,
Swamp?
I was planning to double YBA from Desert Compass into back to Swamp, and then use a third YBA to VRAM Argus. Basically, split Swamp into two procedures. So I needed a way to kill Argus without the hook shot, and that was going to be my best option. But that wasn't enough because I still needed the crystal. So I then needed to, after I proceeded to VRAM Argus to death, I needed to dupe the crystal somehow.
So duping the crystal in Swamp is actually it's the first water lever door. So North YBA there and send it into Hera.
Duping the crystal was going to be the easy part. Killing Argus without a hook shell was going to be the hard part.
Yeah, I guess I kind of lucked out in that both of our matches, I got to use Argus Death Hole, which, if I remember correctly, Orange, you're still not a fan of.
No, it's not that I'm not a fan of it. It's just I never learned it.
So that definitely worked to my advantage in the way both of these seeds
all I really have access to is the BK mode guide, and let's see what else is on the.
That predates the Argus Death Hole.
Yeah.
But there is the Samaria corruption as well in that same door that you YBA in. It's a little more forgiving of mistakes because you can just try again. I would recommend learning East Samarias. I will probably put a guide together at some point after the tournament, which I know is a little too late, but it is worth learning. Ask a friend. They're useful. Mostly just that one, but you can also delete Try Next Door with it too.
Oh, don't worry. I mean, these losses are completely my fault for just not studying enough before the tournament began. I was like, I am going to get destroyed this tournament, and I am going to deserve it.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's fun learning all the stuff involved with no logic. I know there's still a lot of stuff that I have to learn, but really it's the thing that I need more practice at is racing this format. I'm so used to doing glitches in multi-worlds where there's no pressure. I can just do whatever, and man, racing this and trying to put a route together and trying to make the decision on when to go for go mode and putting the path together for your go mode route. Oh, that is a big challenge.
Yeah, I don't envy the people who jumped straight from either just learning it or only playing casually to racing in the tournament. I would recommend at least, I know there aren't really pickup races now, but joining pickup races, they're much more casual. Put up, do some of the asyncs. The asyncs are super casual.
Yep,
you can like stop and look up items if you're stuck. I don't enforce any of the rules that we normally do for racing for the asyncs because they're not meant for competitive play.
Oh yeah, and I did a bunch of that, but it definitely feels different in a tournament format.
Oh, of course, yeah. We're all feeling that in this tournament. We're all in this together. You can think of it like an apprenticeship. We're all learning from our masters and each other, and I mean, even people who I have taught myself, I'm learning from them. That's cool too. I wouldn't have thought of checking Desert Crystal at Argus. That's genius. And 3 people in chat brought it up.
Yep. But that's I guess that's it for round 1. I know we're the last ones in round 1. I haven't looked at the challenge. Does anyone know who both Orange and I will be facing in round 2?
I don't think we know Orange's opponent yet. Yours is Nobi.
Okay, cool.
Orange, I think Orange has someone he has to do their round 2 match for that to happen, and it hasn't happened yet. Or it's
okay.
Yeah, all of the lower bracket round 1 is somebody from round 1 with somebody from round 2.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Which means both rounds have to complete before lower bracket round 1 can complete.
I'll try getting my round 2 matches scheduled quickly so we can get that moving forward.
Yeah, the double elimination's fun. We'll be here for the rest of the year, I think.
Yep. Hey, my first ever tournament was double elimination, the 2017 Entrance Shuffle tourney.
Yeah, you were also in Plando. That's
Yeah, but that wasn't double elim. That was
no, it didn't need to be. Oh God, what if it was?
oh god. Yeah,
Oh God.
We'd still be running it today.
All right. Well, anyway, that's it for tonight. We have a few races tomorrow. We have a lot of races tomorrow at around this time, actually. Like really late night for US, early morning for Europe. Tune into those if they do get a restream. If you want to help out, post in the Discord and the Glitch Tournaments Discord, which is in the link that I will bring up shortly. Otherwise, that will be it. Any final words from our runners?
Oh, just thanks so much to everyone who put on the show, and thanks everyone for watching. And a good game again, Orange. It was a pleasure racing it as always, and looking forward to more matches.
Yeah, GG.